Welcome to our CDA review. We're doing the infant toddler CDA review, and we're going to do this Jeopardy style. So we're going to put two teams on the board, and then we'll get ready to start. All right. So, first contestant, which one would you like to choose? Questions 1 through 5, 6 through 10, 7 through 15, 16 through 20, 20 through 25, or 26 through 30?
I'm the first contestant. Okay, I will choose questions 1 through 5 for 100.
All right, questions 1 through 5 for 100. Question 1. What is the primary goal of early childhood education for infant and toddlers? A, preparing children for academic achievement. B, promoting independence through minimal adult interaction. C, ensuring safety while fostering emotional, physical, and cognitive development. Or D, focusing solely on developing motor skills.
Well, I think a couple of these could work, but the best choice is C.
Okay, let's see what the survey says. What is answer C? Ensuring safety while fostering emotional, physical, and cognitive development. The primary goal of early childhood education for infants and toddlers is to create a safe and nurturing environment where all aspects of development are supported: emotional, physical, social, and cognitive. While motor skills are important, focusing solely on them would neglect other crucial areas of growth. Any questions? All right, let's go on. Contestant 2, which category would you like to choose?
I would say
At the bottom.
the third column for 300.
All right.
Ooh,
Question 17 through 15, 300. Question 13. How can caregivers support language development in a bilingual toddler? A, focus on teaching only one language. B, expose the child to both languages through daily interactions. C, wait until the child is older to introduce a second language. Or D, avoid using two languages to prevent confusion.
I would say B.
All right, survey says, what is B? Expose the child to both languages through daily interactions. Very good. Young children can learn multiple languages simultaneously, and exposing them to both in a natural, consistent way promotes bilingual development. All right.
All right. This is fun.
All right. Contestant 1.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go with some big money too. I'll stick with my first column, but I'll do 500.
All right. Questions 1 through 5 500. Question 5. What is the best way to promote social development in infants? A, allow infants to play alone at all times. B, encourage interactions with other children through parallel play. C, teach infants to solve their own social conflicts. Or D, avoid interactions to limit overstimulation.
Oh, we talked about this in our CDA class about how infants really won't play together, but we should have them engage in parallel play so they start being exposed to that. So I know from my training that it's B. Let's see.
Okay.
Can you reveal it?
Survey says, what is B? Encourage interactions with other children through parallel play. Parallel play, where infants play side by side without direct interaction, is an important step in social development. It helps them become aware of the children and sets the stage for future social interactions. Very good. All right, contestant 2.
I guess I'll try the last column for 500.
Okay, questions 26 to 30 for 500. Question 30. How can caregivers support an infant's brain development? A, limit stimulation to prevent overload. B, provide responsiveness, nurturing interactions, and a stimulating environment. C, allow the infant to learn entirely on their own. or D, only focus on physical development?
B.
Okay, survey says, what is B? Provide responsiveness, nurturing interactions, and stimulating environment. Responsive and nurturing interactions combined with the stimulating environment promotes healthy brain development in infants, helping them form connections and learn. Very good. 500 on the board.
Okay,
All right. Contestants 2.
one.
1. I'm sorry. Contestant 1.
I'll stick with the big money, question 6 through 10 for 500.
Okay. Question 10. How can caregivers support toddlers in developing self-regulation? A, ignore tantrums and wait for the child to calm down. B, help toddlers label and express their emotions. C, discipline toddlers for showing frustration. Or D, let toddlers have their way to avoid conflicts.
Okay, so these are the ones that sometimes I think are kind of tricky when we do practice activities, because I think that sometimes we do have to give a child a little bit of a space to calm down. But again, and that they also need to develop their own way to avoid conflicts, but they need help with that. They need modeling, and they need instruction, and they need a safe environment to do that in. So as I'm talking through this, I think the best thing would be, that kind of addresses all of that, would be B. And B has been really lucky for me so far, so I'm going to go with that.
All right, survey says, what is B? Help toddlers label and express their emotions. You are right. Helping toddlers recognize and express their emotions appropriately is key to developing self-regulation skills. All right, contestant 2.
I'll do the fourth column for 500.
All right, question 16 to 20 for 500. Question number 20. What is the primary purpose of observation in infant toddler programs? A, to monitor the child's behavior for discipline. B, to gather information about the child's development and learning. C, to compare the children to one another. Or D, to create daily reports for parents.
I would say B.
All right, survey says, what is B? To gather information about the child's development and learning. Observation allows caregivers to assess each child's development, progress, and adjust activities to support accordingly. Very good. Contestant 1.
Okay, so my opponent is outpacing me, so I got to go with the big money too.
I'm trying to refresh my memory.
For 500.
All right, question 7 through 15 for 500. Question 15. What is the ideal adult to child ratio for infants in early childhood setting? A, 1 adult to 10 infants. B, 1 adult to 5 infants. C, 1 adult to 3 infants. Or D, 1 adult to 8 infants.
So the ideal adult to child ratio. B.
Okay, the survey says C. What is C? We would like the smallest ratios possible. So what is 1 adult to 3 infants? A ratio of 1 adult to 3 infants ensure that each child receives adequate care, attention, and supervision, which is critical for their safety and development. We know sometimes they do allow more infants to adult ratio. However, the ideal one will always be the smallest one to make sure that the adult caregiver can attend to all infants at any given time. All right, thank you. And now contestant 2, which question would you like?
I'll do the fourth column for 500.
The question 20 through 25 for 500. All right, question 25. When introducing new foods to an infant, the best practice is to A, offer multiple new foods at once. B, introduce new foods at one time and wait a few days before introducing another one. C, Only offer the food once and never again if the infant refuses it. Or D, avoid introducing solid foods until they're 12 months of age.
B.
All right, survey says, what is B? Yes, introduce one new food at a time and wait a few days. And introducing one new food at a time allows caregivers to monitor for any allergic reactions or intolerance. So you know it's only one food being introduced at a time. Contestant 1.
Well, I have to make up some ground here. So it has to be a 400. I will do column 1.
Okay, column 1, question 4 for 400. Which of the following is a sign of healthy emotional development in an infant? A, clinging to only one caregiver and showing fear of all others. B, expressing a wide range of emotions, including happiness and frustration. C, not crying at all when left alone. Or D, avoiding eye contact and preferring to play alone.
I thought I had it on lock with B, and then B betrayed me. But I'm going to go back and be loyal. B, expressing a wide range of emotions, including happiness and frustration.
Okay, survey says, what is B? Expressing a wide range of emotions, including happiness and frustration. A healthy emotional development is demonstrated in an infant's ability to express a range of emotion. It's normal for infants to show happiness, frustration, or even sadness, as this indicates they are developing emotional awareness and forming connections with the environment. Over clinging, avoiding eye contact, or being overly withdrawn are signs that the infant may need more support. Okay, contestant 2.
I'll do the last column for 400.
Okay, question 29. Which is the best way to handle biting behavior in toddlers? Ooh. A, punish the child harshly. B, redirect the child's attention to teach appropriate ways to express frustration. C, encourage the other children to bite back. D, ignore the behavior to prevent drawing attention to it.
B.
Survey says, what is B? Redirect the child's attention to and teach appropriate ways to express frustration. Biting is often a sign of frustration or lack of communication skills. Redirecting the behavior and teaching appropriate ways to express emotions help prevent future biting.
Okay, I will do column 2 for 400.
Okay. Questions 6 through 10 for 400. Question 9. Which of the following activities best support sensory development in infants? A, listening to quiet music. B, engaging in rough and tumble play. C, allowing the infant to explore different textures. Or D, reading chapter books aloud.
Okay, so I will say C, allowing the infant to explore different textures.
Survey says, what is C? Allowing the infant to explore different textures. Sensory development is supported through hands-on experiences where infants can touch and feel a variety of textures, which helps them learn about the world. All right, contestant 2.
I'll do the third column for 400.
All right, 7 through 15 for 400. Question 14. Which of the following behaviors is a red flag for developmental delays in toddlers? A, difficulty sharing toys. B, limited use of eye contact and facial expressions. C, throwing frequent temper tantrums. Or D, refusing to eat certain foods.
C.
All right, survey says, what is
Oh, I
B? Limited use of eye contact and facial expressions. So, lack of eye contact and facial expressions may indicate developmental concerns such as delays in social and communication skills.
So I struggled with that too. So can you just let me know if I'm right? So throwing frequent tantrums, even though that's not a behavior that we would desire, that is a normal developmental process, right?
Yes, for 2-year-olds, we call them the terrible twos because it is normal
yeah,
that they do get upset and throw a
yeah,
tantrum at that
yeah,
age group.
yeah. That's
So,
expected. I
yes,
should have thought more of that.
yeah, so
Yeah.
that's the trick. They always try to get you with these trick questions. So that's one of
Mm-hmm.
them. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right, very good.
Okay. I'll do the fourth column for 400.
All right. Question 16 through 20 for 400. We have question 19. What is the most appropriate response when a toddler shows frustration during a difficult task? Do you A, take over and do it for them? B, encourage them to keep trying and offer guidance? C, ignore their frustration until they're calm? Or D, remove the task to prevent further frustration?
Oh, this is tricky too. So in order to process, I'm going to talk myself through it. Take over and do it for them. I would not do that. I would think that if anything, I would help them do it and kind of do a gradual release. I'm going to rule that one out. Encourage them to keep trying and offer guidance would be my best option right now, but ignore their frustration until they calm down. So like I said earlier, sometimes I do need to give them a moment to calm down, but I don't think that's the overall best approach. And then remove the task to prevent further frustration. So life is going to have difficulties, and I think that my job would be to prepare them. So I'm going to say B.
All right, survey says, what is B? Encourage them to keep trying and offer guidance. Offering support and encouraging persistence helps toddlers develop problem-solving skills and resilience. So, yes.
Okay, can I just say, contested 2, I'm coming back for you.
So the score currently is Team 1, 1,800, Team 2, 2,200. Team 1 was down over 1,000 points. She says she is now coming back on to Team 2. All right, contestants 2, you're still in the lead. So what category would you choose?
I'm gonna do the fifth column for 400.
Questions 20 through 25, 400. Question 24. Which is an example of developmentally appropriate sensory activities for toddlers? A, painting with watercolors. B, playing with small marbles. C, reading a chapter book aloud. Or D, watching a fast-paced cartoon.
I would say C.
All right, survey says, what is A?
Oh.
Painting with watercolors.
I should have went with my first mind. Because I literally did this at the daycare.
Yeah,
It's the first thing that popped up, and I still said something different.
Yeah, painting with watercolors is hands-on. It's a sensory activity that encourages creativity and fine motor skill development in young children. So it's open-ended. Reading them a story at nap time may be okay, but you're talking about chapter books, so that might be a little over their level. But great job.
Yeah, and then when I was listening to it, just to add my 2 cents in, for sensory, we know that an art activity with watercolors is going to be sensory, but even if it was just a regular book that was age appropriate, unless it had stuff for them to touch and feel, it was that kind
right.
of book.
See,
Yeah.
I'm thinking about those books, but it's the chapter book. So a chapter book makes a big difference because the sensory books are the ones with the animal fur and the alligator, so I was, again, I read it too fast. That's probably why. Yeah.
All right. Very good. Contestant 1. She just wanted you to catch up. That's all. She was being easy on you.
Okay, well, I will do the first column for 300.
Questions 1 through 5 for 300. All right, question 3. When managing challenging behaviors in toddlers, the most effective approach is to A, ignore the behavior until it stops. B, use physical punishment to reinforce boundaries. C, redirect the child's attention to a positive activity. Or D, isolate the child from the group for an extended period.
Okay, so I'm definitely not going to go with B like I normally do because, yeah, that's a no physical punishment. So I would redirect the child's attention to a positive activity C.
Survey says, what is C? Redirect the child's attention to a positive activity. Redirection is an effective strategy for managing challenging behaviors in toddlers. Instead of focusing on the negative behavior, redirecting a child to a positive activity teaches them appropriate behaviors and keeps the environment calm and constructive. Physical punishment or isolation is not developmentally appropriate and can harm the child emotionally. All right, contestant 2.
I'll do column 2 for 300.
Okay, question 6 through 10 for 300. Question number 8. To promote secure attachment in infants, caregivers should A, respond quickly and consistently to the infant's needs. B, let the infant self-soothe without interference. C, ignore the infant when they cry. D, avoid holding the infant too much to encourage independence. Remember, the question is to promote secure attachment in infants. Caregivers should which one? Underline keywords here, secure attachments. You want them to have a good, firm, secure attachment.
I would say A.
All right, survey says, what is A? Respond quickly and consistently to the infant's needs. Consistent and responsive caregiving helps infants form secure attachments, which is crucial for emotional and social development. So yes, we may use those other strategies at different times, but if we are making those secure attachments to that infant, and especially if they're a newer student or they're getting to know you and you're building that relationship, you want to make sure you're responding quickly and consistently. Very good. Contestant 1.
I will do the last column for 300.
Okay, question 26 through 30 for 300. Question 28. Which of the following actions help prevent the spread of illness in an infant toddler classroom? A, allowing children to share personal items. B, hand washing before and after meals or diaper changes. C, using the same diaper changing surface for all children without cleaning. D, only sanitizing the classroom once a week.
B.
Survey says, what is B? Hand washing before and after meals or diaper changes. Hand washing is one of the most effective ways to reduce the spread of germs and prevent illnesses in early childhood settings. Contestant 2.
Okay, I'll do column 4 for 300.
Okay, question 16 through 20 for 300. Question 18. At what age do most infants start sitting up without support? A, 2 months, B, 4 months, C, 6 months, or D, 9 months?
B.
Survey says, what is C? 6 months. By around 6 months of age, most infants have developed the muscle strength to coordination to sit up without support. Some, very few, sit up at 4 months, right? But we're talking about most, the majority. So by 6 months, we would expect almost all the children to sit up without support. So key line word there was most. Contestant 1.
I'll take that last 300.
All right, we are in question 20 to 25 for 300. Question number 23. What is the most effective way to build trust with an infant? A, holding the infant only during feeding times. B, responding consistently and promptly to their needs. C, letting the infant cry until they calm down on their own. Or D, limiting physical contact to encourage independence.
B.
Okay, Ray says. What is B? Responding consistently and promptly to their needs. We had a similar question earlier. Consistent and prompt responses help build that trust and create a secure attachment between the infant and the caregiver.
Can I let you know a secret, contestant too? I did remember your answer from earlier, and I stole it because you answered that correctly. It was very similar.
All right, so she's doing a little cheating here. Contestant 2.
Okay, I'll do column 1 through 5 for 200.
Okay, question 1 through 5 for 200. Which of the following strategies best support language development in infants and toddlers? A, speaking only when spoken to. B, repeating words and encouraging babbling. C, limiting verbal interactions to prevent overstimulation. Or D, waiting until the child starts speaking before engaging in conversation. You want to support their language development.
I would say B.
Okay, survey says, what is B? Repeating words and encouraging babbling. Repeating words and encouraging babbling are critical in prompting language development in infants and toddlers. This helps children learn new sounds, words, and sentence structures by hearing them repeatedly and in a meaningful context. Early interaction is key to strong language skills. What we say, talk, read, sing, always do something to be using vocabulary with infants. Very good. Contestant 1.
Can we take a moment and look at the score? So, yeah.
Number. That's my birthday, 27. 7/27.
And so that means you're coming out on top.
How did you know?
All right. Contestant 1 has chosen question 7 or 6 through 10 for 200. Question number 7. Which of the following is an example of a fine motor skill? A, crawling. B, rolling over. C, picking up small objects with fingers. Or D, walking.
C.
Fine motor is a small muscle, and the answer is what is C? Picking up small objects with your fingers. Fine motor skills involve small muscle movements, such as those needed to pick up small objects, while gross motor skills like crawling and walking involve large muscles. You are correct. All right, contestant 2.
Question 16 through 20 for 200.
Okay, question 16 for 20 to 200. Question 17. What is an example of a gross motor skill in toddlers? A, tying their shoe. B, drawing with a crayon. C, jumping with both feet. Or D, buttoning a shirt. There are two strategies we can use here to solve this question. One would be looking at which one is different from all the other ones. Like a lot of them, three of them kind of are like small muscle, and one of them is a large muscle. And then the other one is to underline that word gross motor, which gross motor means a large muscle movement. So which one is the large muscle movement? We'll also look at three of the other ones are small motor, which are finger movement.
I would say C.
Okay, and survey says, what is C? Jumping with both feet. Gross motor skills involve large muscle groups, such as those used in jumping and running. Very good.
Okay, I will take the last column for 200.
Contestant 1 is choosing questions 26 through 30 for 200. Question 27, what is the primary purpose of routines for toddlers? A, to prevent them from getting bored. B, to help them develop independence and security. C, to make caregiving easier for adults. Or D, to limit their exploration and creativity.
Okay, so it's always going to be student-centered for the CDA standards. So I will say to prevent them from getting bored.
What is B? To help them develop independence and security. Remember, the primary purpose of routines for toddlers, we don't necessarily think of them getting bored. They may not like everything we do, but we want them to develop that independence and the security. And by having the routine, that helps them do that. Let's go just scroll up to the explanation, which tells us that routines provide toddlers with a sense of security and predictability, helping them feel confident in exploring their world. All right. Contestant 2.
I'll do 7 through 15 for 200.
Question 7 through 15 for 200. Question 12. Why is tummy time important for infants? A, it helps them sleep better at night. B, it promotes the development of their back muscles. C, it strengthens their neck and shoulder muscles for motor development. Or D, it teaches them how to crawl faster.
I would say C.
All right, survey says, what is C? It strengthens their neck and shoulder muscles for motor development. Tummy time is crucial for building neck, shoulder, and upper body strength, which helps infants with later motor milestones like rolling over and sitting up. So
I'll choose the last 200.
All right, question 25 for 200. Question 22. Which of the following is a key factor in creating a safe environment for infants? A, putting blanket and toy in the crib for comfort. B, placing the infant on their stomach to sleep. C, laying the infant on their back in a crib with a firm mattress. Or D, allowing the infant to sleep in a car seat.
C.
Survey says, what is C? Laying the infant on their back in a crib with a firm mattress. Infants should always be placed on their backs to sleep on a firm mattress to reduce the risk of sudden infant death syndrome, SIDS. Very good.
Okay. I'll do 26 through 30 for 100.
Okay.
Missing points, Miss Flowers.
Right, you didn't give it. I know. Yes, I'm about to give you your points from that last round when we went off the screen. Yes, thank you very much for that. All right, question 26. At what age do infants typically begin to crawl? A, 3 months, B, 6 months, C, 9 months, or D, 12 months? We're talking about most infants typically begin to crawl.
I would say, trying to think back to my baby. But then I can't compare them to other kids because they was breastfed, so that actually helps them develop more quicker. So I don't know. I'm trying to see. They already start setting up at 6 months.
So when are they crawling? Actually crawling.
I would say C.
Okay. Survey says, what is answer C? 9 months. Explanation. Most infants begin crawling around 9 months, though the exact timing varies for each child, right? But typically when you're 6 months, most infants aren't crawling. You might have a couple of them that are crawling, but like when you look at most of them, the majority of your infants are crawling at 9 months by 9 months. So very good. All right, contestant 1.
I'll do the first, 6 through 10 for 100.
All right, question 6 through 10 for 100. Question 6, how can caregivers best support the cognitive development of toddlers? A, limit toys to avoid distraction. B, provide a variety of age-appropriate toys and activities. C, teach toddlers only through verbal instructions. Or D, let toddlers figure things out on their own without guidance.
Okay, I will say B.
Survey says, what is B? Provide a variety of age-appropriate toys and activities. Cognitive development is enhanced when toddlers are provided with a wide range of toy and activities that challenge their thinking, problem solving, and learning activities. All right, contestant 2.
I will do 7 through 15 for 100.
Question 7 through 15 for 100. Question 11. What is the best way to handle separation anxiety in infants? A, leave quickly without saying goodbye. B, give the infant plenty of time to cry and adjust. C, create a consistent and reassuring routine when leaving. D, avoid leaving the infant with others altogether.
I would say A.
Survey says, what is C? Create a consistent and reassuring routine when leaving. A predictable routine helps infants feel secure and can ease separation anxiety over time. So what we typically say to babies or any child that has that separation anxiety, it's okay. Mommy will be back. Your mommy's going to work now, but mommy's always come back. So you give them that reassurance every time they're leaving. So that way they'll get familiar with those words and then they'll see at the end of the day, their mom always comes back and they learn that routine.
Okay, see, I answered for after that part.
Okay, yeah, I know. Then it's kind of like quickly,
The
like you
next
do
step.
what
But when you
Yeah.
reassure them and they still crying, you just leave. See, I answered after that part because I was thinking about the reassuring after, like, but I know
You're
after
right.
I reassure
You
mine,
do.
and you get what I'm saying.
Yes.
After
As a
that,
teacher, you do want the parent to leave quickly so that you know it's going to
Yeah.
happen. You want to get it over with. But yes,
Mhm.
first and foremost for the child. So with the CDA exam, you're always child centered first. So you want to reassure them, but then yes, parent leave quickly so that they don't have to keep continuing because you have to leave, right? So you can't
Mhm.
stop that from crying. It does have to happen. It should be quick, but we want to
Mhm.
focus on the child here. So we want to reassure them that it's okay. Mommy's come back. Mommy's always come back. Yeah.
Mhm.
Very good. Okay. Contestant 1.
I'll do 16 through 20.
Question 16 through 20 for 100. Question 16. Which type of play is the most common in toddlers? A, solitary play. B, associative play. C, cooperative play. Or D, parallel play.
Ooh. A or B? I will say B.
Okay, survey says, what is D? Parallel play. Parallel play is when toddlers play alongside each other without direct interaction. This is common in early childhood as they begin to develop social awareness. So that's typically when you see two toddlers playing at the table, but they're playing with the same thing, but they're not playing together. So that is parallel play, and that is very common in a toddler classroom.
Hey, y'all want to know something crazy? I had the same question earlier and I justified. I said that. I said Parallel play. They play next to each other at that stage. All right.
All right, contestant 2, your opportunity to steal the game. Let's go.
Okay, I'll do the last one for 100.
20 for 25 for 100. All right, question 21. Which of the following is the best approaches to toilet training for toddlers? A, waiting till the child shows signs of readiness. B, begin as early as possible to establish good habits. C, punish accidents to enforce the training. Or D, train all the children at the same age regardless of readiness.
I would say since I can't go off like my parenting, because I know my parenting, I would do B, but I would say A.
Yes, what's going to be best for the child in this
Yeah.
situation? Which one do you think?
I would say A because I don't like to force nothing on my kids. Food, friends, places, anything. So
Survey says, what is A? Wait until the child shows signs of readiness. Toilet training should begin when the child is developmentally ready, which includes showing interest in being able to communicate their needs. Very good, contestant 2. You are the winner by 100 points. Woo!